Midnight Music Mix.
What is music? When I was first starting to play with Sterling Mr. Satan McGee, the great Mr. Satan on the streets of Harlem, music was the thing that we played in the afternoon, and then I'd go home at night and I'd get a beer and I'd have dinner and I'd fall asleep into a swoon, and the music would be whatever it was that we'd been doing, that rhythm, that would be going through my head. And when I would wake up in the morning, I would hear a sound that was the sound we'd been making the day before. And one of the songs that feels like it is music for me is boom. Well, I dreamed that I got lucky, but I woke up cold in hand. So music is a groove that hooks you, that takes over your mind like a virus. And it's the best kind of virus. That's what music is. So how does life impact my music making experiences? When I was a downstate New York kid growing up, my parents used to play the hits of Herb Alpert and Tijuana Brass that night, and they'd have a little tequila, and it'd be a good time in the Gussow kitchen. And those melodies. Well, I have those records. And I played those records for my son, who is 14 now, when he was 13, and he's a trumpet player, among other things. And I played him Tijuana Taxi and Spanish Flea. And to my amazement, I mean, I thought it was hokey music, but the melodies are incredibly hook-filled. And my son, pretty soon he was going on to YouTube and playing those things. And so for me, my own music making is really whatever the song is in my head. I'm a harmonica player, and if I were out in public now shaking hands and then taking those hands and putting them right to my mouth, I'd be getting COVID just like that, and I'm 62 and I can't afford. So the first thing it's done is it's forced me to kind of stay at home and not be out there doing what I'd like to do as a performing musician. That's number one. But number two, staying at home, being forced to stay at home as I am, I happen to have a son who plays not only trumpet, but he plays electric bass. He plays high-tension snare drum. And so it's a chance to see a lot more of my son. So that home music thing that I'm getting now as a 62-year-old, I didn't really expect to be given that. And had to have my son performing for me at home. It's wonderful.
Midnight Music Mix.